All right, this little bit is about strengths and exceptions. And so we're carrying on from the carrying on. That's the story of my life. We're continuing on from the interview with my sister Lanette, who is a Pilates guru, who runs her own Pilates studios. Not guru, she's very humble as well. And is involved in study and research around Pilates, is looking forward to being able to write more. And for the purpose of discussing or giving an example of identifying strengths and exceptions, what we're going to talk about is that endless juggle of trying to fit study into an already busy life that involves running your own business, training your own clients, and being a mum and a partner as well. And researcher. Yes.
Yeah.
So I wonder, Lan, if the starting off point is to ask you how you think you go in general at being able to fit study into your weekly schedule. If you think of study where you'd ideally like to be as 10 out of 10, where study is given the prominence that you hope it to be, and 0 is where you just never manage to fit it in, a bit like my PhD. Where do you think you fit at the moment in general, somewhere between 0 and 10 with fitting study in?
Yeah, I fit between probably 5 and 6.
5 and 6? 5 and 6 is pretty good.
Yeah.
See, she's going to finish her degree before I finish my PhD. Alrighty. So what I want you to do right now is think of a time when it's difficult to fit study in.
Yes, I think it's always difficult when you have a business. It's when staff go on leave or fall pregnant or whatever, and you end up having to pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
It's been the hardest.
Can you think of a week in the last month or so where you found it hard to fit study in with your work and family commitments?
Yeah. I had to hand in a lab report for one of my units, and it was fine getting it done, and it was immediately after that I realised that I'd managed to do all my study, get it all up to date, keep everything going, and it was, I think, the day after I couldn't. I found it really difficult to function after that. So I got through work, and I think I went home and went to bed. But it was a long day work, and then I think the next day I had one of my staff members off sick or something like that. And that sort of carried through the rest of the week, which is quite funny. So I was just coming home, going to bed, and I was thinking, what the hell? And I realised it was just because I'd managed to do it all, but by the same token, it's that downtime when you do hand in an assignment and you do take a breath and you suddenly realise, in fact, it's a lot that you're juggling. Yes. Yeah. So that's probably in the last month what I felt. So for 4 days after I handed in the lab report, I felt like shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So for you, the times that it gets harder to put the energy into study that you'd like to put in, it can be after you've completed a big task, and it means that it's taken up time and sleep time and energy time in the midst of the juggle, and then that's done, and there's kind of like the
yes,
and then all of a sudden a week has passed of healing time, only to realise that, oh my god, there's
I've got
another assessment
yes, exactly.
Yeah, there's some pretty good clues about the kind of things that make it hard. Can you think of a time where it hasn't been so hard? Can you think of a week in recent times where you've felt really chuffed at how you've been able to juggle the two?
Yeah, it was just after I did that assessment task. It was about 4 days after, and I was very close to coming onto a weekend, and I thought to myself, and it was fairly early in the morning because I get up very early. And I was thinking, Lan, come on, you've got to get through all of this, and you need to organise your life better. So, and it just came to me, you need to organise somebody to look after the studio's social media. You need somebody to organise, you need to organise somebody to do this other thing. And I think there was something else, and I can't remember what it was. And so that day I managed to do all that, and then suddenly I went, and since then it's been quite good because I've been managing to give those tasks and manage to give those things away to other people, but also to contributing, but not having to do the whole jolly lot myself.
So delegating some tasks
Yeah.
that aren't necessarily the tasks that you love passionately, that you can let go of
Yeah.
and allow someone else to learn those skills too.
Yeah.
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 Oh, what did that feel like?
Oh, fantastic.
Did it?
Yeah, it still does now. I go, yes, that's a high five moment.
High five
Yes.
moment. What do you think it was that helped you to have that, not only the insight of something has to change, I have to delegate, but then to follow it through?
Oh, it was just simply because I realised that I couldn't keep going with the ups and downs, and you can't when you're being a partner, a mum, and also looking after staff and looking after clients face to face. It's impossible if you can't be there and be present. So it was, and that was really good to actually realise that I couldn't just keep juggling everything.
Yeah. So it was like coming to a crunch.
Yep.
And then exercising some.
Actually doing it, yes,
Doing
the
it.
discipline, just thinking.
Yes. Is that, Lan, is discipline something you think you've developed along the way? Is
Yeah.
that-
Oh, yeah. I think I've always been fairly disciplined, probably from our ballet backgrounds
Yeah.
as kiddies.
Yeah.
But I do think definitely one of the principles of Pilates that we use for the style of Pilates we have is commitment, and it's this ongoing commitment that you have to do Pilates, frequently, almost daily, really, to fit it in, to really benefit from it. And it's about that commitment. If you're going to do something and do it well, you have to actually be disciplined and make sure that you can fit it all in. Otherwise, there's no point.
Yes. Yeah. So it's commitment, having that value of commitment that kind of has helped you stay on track with the studies despite everything else, and to take the effort, because it is, I imagine, quite an effort to have to do the delegation and do that kind of reassigning responsibilities to other people and supporting them to be able to pick it up.
Yeah.
But then to get the relief of being able to fit in what it is that you hope to fit in.
Absolutely.
Are there other areas of your life you find that discipline is really helpful?
I think it's helpful in all parts of your life. So definitely, I'm a person, I need to feel good about myself, and I need to feel that I'm fit and well and healthy in order to just live my life in a really good way. And when I feel like a sloth, I act like a sloth. And that's very normal human being, I think. So I think discipline is a very important part of just being a person, particularly if you want to be an active person. So.
Lovely. Hi, Natty. Hey, beautiful. That sounds like our universe sending us a message that it's time to wind up. So I think on that note, thank you, Lan. We had a picture of the future that we've talked about a little bit. There was a little bit of a scaling question that you feel like you're on about a 5 to a 6 of being able to manage that juggle. And when we looked at the exception, the time that you could, one thing that really stood out was how discipline has helped you do what it is that you need to do around letting go and delegating to other people, but still staying focused. You're my sister and I'm so proud. So much to learn,
I've learned a lot from you, my love.
Yes! Never enroll in a PhD and have a child at the same time.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you so much. It must be time for turkey. Yay. Bye, everyone. Bye.